What's up, everybody? What is up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Listen, we got to talk about Harlem. Harlem has ended. I'm kind of sad about it, actually. Wasn't that sad when Run the World left? But I was definitely sad about Harlem, kind of sad to see it go. So excited to get up here and talk about it. I got my girl Tamika's Den in the building, and we just gonna have a conversation about it. I hope everybody has watched Harlem. They only had 6 episodes this season, so it was a really quick and easy watch, and it's only 3 total seasons, so it's just a simple watch. But let me go ahead and bring her out, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, boo.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing at all. We've been trying to do this Harlem for a minute. So we got to talk about it, though. First and foremost, did you watch Harlem starting from like when it first came out?
Yes, I did. And I think even though I did like Run the World and I wanted to like it and they were similar in a lot of ways, but we kind of saw the shift and could see where Run the World was going once, characters didn't come back and all of that kind of stuff, and had the idea that it wasn't going to be around too much longer. Whereas for me anyway, with Harlem, I felt like it could have went longer. And when I found out this was going to be the last one, I'm like, damn, definitely felt sad about it. And I was expecting us to at least go out with 10 episodes. I didn't realize we was doing 6. I didn't realize it was going to be 2 by 2. I was like, what is happening here?
I mean, they came quick. They was like,
you just gonna go ahead and close this right on out.
Okay. I did say, I was like, well, at least we get an ending, right? Because with Run the World, we didn't get an ending. But it's like you said, we did see that one coming to a close because they took such a main character out of it. And it kind of shifted the dynamics of it. It wasn't that it was a bad show. It's just that really was a huge shift. And so it just made a difference when it was all said and done. But Harlem, to me, has been really good. Like, I love the cast. I love the dynamics of each one. I love each individual character. So it was just like, where did this come from? Like, it just felt like it was out of the blue. So, but it is what it is. But I will say this. I love the way that they ended this. I know, like, life is not a fairy tale and not everybody gets their happy ending and stuff like that. But I was glad that we got to where we got with some of the characters, with Ty, with Cam. I didn't like Quinn's situation at all, but I was like, it is what it is. I just feel like Quinn never gets the win. It's so irritating. And then, of course, we have Angie. I was rooting for her and Michael, but Michael just turned out to be a jerk when it was all said and done, And I don't want to call him a jerk. He just wanted what he wanted. He wanted what they had in the beginning, and people evolve and they change, and it is what it is. So we're gonna jump into each character, actually. So we're gonna start with Angie and Mike, because Angie and Mike, we finally, our girl Angie finally out these streets, right? She's finally out these 304 streets, because Angie was a wild girl. But she finds Michael, and Michael seems like he's going to be that one. I mean, he's well-to-do, he's into her, she's into him, but Angie has always been chasing her career. What were your thoughts about just Angie and Mike's overall relationship, and how you felt about, when they first got together, and then kind of where we kind of end up at?
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I have mixed feelings at different points on all these ladies. But with Angie specifically and her and Mike, I did want to root for them. I did want it to work out for them. I wanted to be able to see some type of growth with Angie, because one thing that I kept seeing as far as people and their responses was like, it is kind of a trope when it comes to the thicker one and the dark skin one, a lot of times used for the comedic, type of situations. And at times they definitely did use Angie for that. But there was a lot about her personality. She's a beautiful woman, first of all, and be dressing her behind off. So there's a lot about her personality that I do like, but I also did see the little trope in there somewhat too. And I just kind of want to see where her and Mike was gonna go. But after a while, it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that these two was not going to make it. I'm actually surprised they lasted as long as they did. I remember even when I was doing my What You Should Be Watching, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I'm waiting for me and EJ to have this conversation. But I was asking people in the chat if they thought the marriage was gonna happen. Everybody was saying no. They was like, this couple is not getting married. They ain't walking down that whole, the aisle. It ain't gonna happen. So
yeah, I mean, there started to be some red flags
yeah.
for sure. There was the red flag with the, when he mentioned the babies thing, when we found out Camille was pregnant, that was like one of the, I said, oh man, I know this, like, I know where we're going now. And it's like Angie tried to overlook it. It's not like she didn't want to have children, but I didn't feel like she was being like 100% real in that very moment. Later, she's real about what it really is, but I think at that point they're disconnected and they're on two different pages in life. He wants a wife that's going to be there and be there for his every need, and there are, true enough, there are some relationships where that works out just fine. But when he says to her, you just became ambitious, I was like, what?
But then, that made me say too that y'all really didn't take time to get to know each other in the way that y'all thought y'all did, because you had him kind of feeling like, oh, you're changing on me, and I wanted to be this way. But I was saying, was she ever that way, or did you just think that you was going to be able to mold her into that way? Because she's pretty much always been outspoken, open. It's kind of like what you see is what you get. So was it like you thought you was going to be able to change her to some other things? I was a little like looking at him sideways when he was saying that. And it was even like, it was just a little by little thing with him. Like you said, he mentioned the kids. Then later was like, oh, well, I want you to be able to be home and pay attention to me. He thought that he could just give her the credit card. And, if I say I'm paying for everything or buying everything, and as much as I'm sure she would like that and anybody would like that, it's also like I want to have my own independence as well. Okay. So he just wasn't getting it for some reason.
Yeah, the way I kind of saw it is I think that when we meet Angie, Angie, yes, she wants to have this career, but to be fair, Angie wasn't really taking everything as serious as she should have taken it. And I think that what he saw, I don't think he ever believed that her career would take off. Like,
I don't think
almost
he did,
like a hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a hobby is different from a career. And that's how I think Michael saw it.
Yeah.
And that's another problem in itself. Like, that's a whole other issue.
Right.
But that's the way that I read it. I was like, oh, okay, you thought this was just like a for play thing for her.
Right.
It's something that she's doing to fill her time. But when it started to get real serious, now you're like, oh, this is real. That's not what I wanted. Like, but I feel like these are conversations that they should have had.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the beginning,
Yeah. Even when he kept saying he didn't want a big wedding, which was fine, but it was like you didn't tell her till later what the actual reasoning was that you didn't want a big wedding. But Angie was doing too much too, child. Ringing up that big ass amount of money on his card without even saying anything. I'm like, ooh, girl.
It was the way that she read that card number out. I said, girl, Andy, stop it. But what do we expect less from her? But even when her friends are like, you must not know Angie. You know what I'm saying? Did you meet Angie? Like, come on now. You knew that she was going to want something that was bigger and over the top. That's why there has to be a middle ground. Like, I get why he didn't want to, but why the wedding, I'm just keeping it real. Yes, the wedding is about two people, but we all know that the wedding is always more so for the bride, more so than the groom. So I felt like in this moment, there should have been a bigger compromise, because this is Angie. Yes, she wants something over the top. Yes, she's going to want something big. Who cares about all the other stuff? And you're worried about you're going to have more people on your side then I'm going to have, bruh, come on. Like, what are we doing? That was so thrown off to me. But in the end, Angie chose herself. And I think that was the best way that this could have ended for her. It's the best way that it could have ended. Did you like the way that it ended, or?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, especially when it got to that point that we now know she is taking it serious. And we know not only is she taking it serious, but she has people that's coming to see her performances, And then with him saying little things, that actually started making her lose a little bit of her confidence and start second guessing herself, whereas she wasn't. And when he put her in the spot in front of what was his name? I don't forgot his name now.
Malcolm.
With the Malcolm, the direct, that he played himself with that. Like, that was so disrespectful. Even if that's the way you felt, that should have been a conversation that we had later behind the scenes. It was no reason you should have been standing there in front of this man talking about, yeah, not my baby girl. She ain't gonna be going like, excuse you. I was like, oh, I know he done lost his mind now.
Okay,
and then to give her the ultimatum and all of that, it was like, yeah, it was a wrap. It wasn't nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the crazy part about it, is that sometimes things can be wrapped up in a certain way and they can look a certain way. Because in all theory, Michael is going to be a great husband for somebody. It's just he wasn't for her. It wasn't like he was a horrible person. It's just that when you are this type of person and you want this type of person, you got to be upfront with that. You can't go get an Angie. That's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. But overall, at the end of the day, what was supposed to happen happened. I felt like we got to see a little bit more of Michael's true colors when it came to certain things. And, it was time to go. I'm glad that Angie didn't just settle just because, and that she chose herself. Now, we got to get into this other couple. I actually did have some videos. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I have I had to put it in video format. So we're not going to talk about these two yet, though. So we just talked about them. We're going to talk about this one right here, if I can find her. I didn't put these in order, unfortunately. That was crazy. I'll just let these play in the background. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I just let them play. But anyway, let me actually put them up at the top so it's not so distracting. But we're going to talk about Ty and Eva because we got Gail Bean this go around. I was excited about that. I was like, okay, like what's she finna do? What's she finna play? How this finna go? Like, were you excited to see? I always call her Roulette, but were you excited to see her?
Yes, I love Gail Bean. I definitely want to know what was going to be the dynamic. I thought she might have been coming with some games, but I wasn't mad if she was, because I was like, we dealing with Ty, Miss, self-destruction. Ty loves some damn destruction and some messiness, child. Okay.
Ty do the absolute most. When she was with the mama and the daughter,
yes,
I said, Lord have mercy, Ty. What are we going to do with you?
So, and I was happy that after that situation happened, she was like, okay, I think I need to chill like EPMD, go sit my behind down somewhere and just be to myself. I did think that was the right decision because she was definitely doing too much.
Absolutely. I was glad that she decided to do that as well, because I was like, girl, there is no way. You really do need to completely chill out. And I think that allowed her time to really explore herself for once, and it not always be about the next conquest, because Ty was a dude in like that doggy dog dude in girl form. I mean, and she was doing the most, but it was what it was. But she meets Eva, and Eva is somebody that she wants to impress and that she wants her to see her a certain way. Now, some of the old Ty came out every now and again, but for the most part, I loved this. I love seeing Ty like this. Like, I love seeing Ty in love, like actually in love and caring about another person. It was kind of refreshing. What were your thoughts just about the relationship, and the fact that we found out that she literally never told her parents?
Yeah, that was interesting. I think Eva kind of gave her a run for her money and made her step it up. Like, she just gave her a different perspective and pushed her to be, want more for herself, to do better and be better, what she wasn't accustomed to. And just the dynamic of how they started out, and it was supposed to be all about business, and her saying she wasn't going to cross that line with her, and if she did cross that line, it was going to be this way, that way, and the other way. And basically I forget what Gail Bean character name was up here.
Eva.
Eva. She was saying like, "Girl, listen, you ain't ready for me, okay? I don't think you ready." Like, okay, yeah, I can handle it. And she was talking her mess back and stuff like that, and she wasn't intimidated by her. And then when they did finally start opening up, and it was like, wait a minute, all this time your family don't know nothing. Like, you just got up and left. Like, nah, you need to go back and speak to your family. Now, I will say, I wish we could have saw that. I wish we could have actually saw her go back and see her family. But I know it was only 6 episodes and we could only fit with so much in. But if it was something that they could add in, I definitely would not have mind that. It was also interesting seeing Robin Givens come as her mother. I'm looking like, wait a minute, I know this lady. This face looks familiar. And the fact that Ty stepped out that damn cab and then stepped right back in and tried to lie about it, and you done got caught in the damn lie. I'm like, girl, what is you doing?
I said, now you thought that what you did that first time when you told her she could go was something.
Right.
Was on a totally different level, because how did you not know that she was gonna, like, you're right in I's view of them, and then you just straight up lied about it. I was like, dang.
I was like, okay, so are we gonna see any growth? Are you really gonna grow up? Because it would be like 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back.
But
like, what are we doing?
This is where we ended with her. We ended here, and I was like, wow. Like, I was happy though. Like, I thought that this was like the perfect way to end this, like with Ty actually settling down and wanting to, even though she says, we're not trying to do it like immediately, but she knows that this is who she wants to be with. And I just thought it was dope. I loved it.
Especially that being her grandmother's ring and meaning a lot to her, and saying, how much it meant to the grandmother when she gave it to her. And it's like, you're the person I want to give it to. I was like, oh, Bandito. Hey, Candy love.
Hey, Candy Boo. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was the perfect way to really end that one. But that they were pretty simple. I figured this was kind of how we would go with Ty. Was kind of give her this type of ending.
It definitely was kind of rushed. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I just felt like they wanted to put a bow on it. They was like, listen, this is our shot. This is the last thing we have to put out to y'all to say goodbye. And they did what they could with what they had. That's how I'm looking at it. Because I was even like, yo, this could have been a movie. And I've heard a couple people say that, and I was agreeing like, y'all might as well have just made this like a 2-night event or something if y'all was going to only give us 6 episodes. But,
and they are like 20-30 minute episodes. It really could have been a movie, and I think that people would have appreciated it if it had been a movie, because it would have felt like, oh, okay, y'all are just giving us the ending to the show is naturally ending and you're giving us the end, versus dropping 6 episodes.
Because a lot of people did not know that's what it was going to be. I think that's what caught a lot of us off guard.
Or you could have just dropped all 6 of them episodes at one time and just okay, and just called it a day. But I would have preferred it to be in movie format, and then that way it just would have felt like a more natural. And they could have, all of this could have happened. Like all of this could have happened in a movie, and it would not have felt rushed. It would have felt like a movie. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like, oh, okay, they gave us a Harlem in the movie ending, yada yada, and then it would have been dope, and I would have been like, oh, okay. It just is what it is. They're ending another Black show. Okay. Because that's how I feel about it. It just feels like they're ending them all the time. But we got to move on to Quinn, because Quinn, they bring my boy in. And I was like, they done brought Kofi up in this thing with no chocolate. Okay, there you go. He just popped up on the screen. He knew it. Okay. Listen, Kofi is just fine. I'm sorry. That man Ralph Angel just know he is just a chocolate piece of goodness. But anywho, Quinn and Seth, this was crazy. We feel like Quinn is finally about to find this love, right? Because I'm like, I just wish Quinn, because Quinn just wants to find someone, her person. And Quinn don't care, man, woman, she don't care about none of that. She just wants to be in love, and she just wants that person. And it feels like Quinn is always giving her all in these relationships that always feel like Quinn is always getting the short end of the stick. I just I'd be heartbroken for Quinn because I feel like out of everybody, I just wanted her to find the one. She's always there for everybody. Can somebody be there for Quinn? What was your thoughts on this whole situation when you found out what it really was?
Well, first of all, I love me some Kofi. Okay, been loving him, aka since Ralph Angel and Queen Sugar. Even though he's too young for me, but I ain't blind. Chocolate is chocolating. Okay, but I said no, not you coming in here with this mess, sir. Because I was happy for her, Quinn, and I did feel like overall, just like what they was giving us when she would get together with the girls and the conversations they was having. Just like I said, I was kind of happy with Ty being like, okay, I need to step back. I also appreciated Quinn being like, I'm not even thinking about none of that stuff. I'm not worried about none of that. She was actually seeming like she was giving the girls some good advice and things of that nature, focusing on her business and her craft. So I was like, okay, I see you, girl. Okay, that's what we call growth. I like it. And then she finally was opening up herself and being like, well, damn, wait a minute. I didn't even think I might, want some of these things as far as marriage and kids. But now he got me thinking I may want this. Okay, can we go half on a baby? Child, only for that damn phone to be ringing in the middle of the night and he's talking about something, yeah, hey, hon, I love you. And oh, yeah, I was out with Quinn. And now we want to say that we into the openness of the things. I'm like, sir, you should have led with that. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Listen, I said ethical monogamy. Wow. Okay.
They making up all kind of new words now. Listen, this is before my time.
Ethical non-monogamy. I'm sorry, I left the non out. Ethical non-monogamy. I said, wow, that's a word. Ethically non-monogamous, not wired to love just, I'm wired to love more than just one person.
I respect the honesty, but I just wish it would have came sooner because some people won't have a problem with that. The same way we said Michael have to find his person. There's somebody out there that will be down with that. Not me, but somebody. But it's like, so you definitely could have led and let us know a little bit. Because the fact that he was like, I want all that too. You could be married. You can have everything you want. You can have my babies. But I'm going to have these other women too. If you want to join sometime, you can.
Okay. The thing is that I respected all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because if we go back to the beginning, he says, she says that she wanted no labels, right? And he says, look, that's
she did. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if they expected to fall in this space of
right.
But the minute that we started crossing these lines of I'm falling in love with you, which I believe that was that first night with that particular night when we find out about Sabrina, is the night that they actually use those words.
Right.
So I don't know if he was going to say anything or not, because Sabrina just happens to call, which then you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if it was going to come up. I don't know that he had to tell her prior to this, because they were just smashing. That's what they were doing. Yeah. But once we start crossing these lines of love and it looks like it's more than what it is, I don't know.
Yeah, because it definitely started changing. Like, even when she's talking to Camille, it's like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting to feel this way. He's so perfect. We doing this, we doing that. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Last night, I was thinking about it like, yo, this could be my husband. We could have us 2 kids, okay, and a dog. I could have it all. And it was like, then it felt like he was confirming that for her at one point. And we say, I love you, and we go to sleep. And then you on the phone telling somebody else you love them too. And I'm like, what? Sabrina. And she like, what?
Sabrina, but it goes even further. Sabrina is his other chick, his away chick, I guess you would call it, and he wants Quinn to be his primary chick, you know what I'm saying? His main chick is what we call it. I love his use of words, because we're used to it being the main chick,
right?
The side chick, and usually the main chick don't know about.
And they look good together right there.
Yes, they do look so good together. I was loving it, girl. I was like, damn it, now. I said, now, damn it, Steph, why we have to go and do this? Because this was looking like this was looking good for Quinn. I was like, we
Mm-hmm.
should have just gave her a happy ending, but it is. I mean, and when I say happy ending, I mean the Quinn version of a happy ending, because we know that this is something that she's been wanting for a while,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It was just like everything she wanted, but okay, and can you accept this? And the fact that she even was thinking about it and, you know, dissecting it and trying to see if maybe could I do this, because it wouldn't have been a thought for me. But she was like, can I maybe let me
I don't
see?
even know, girl. Like, honestly, I have no clue if, like, I don't know if this was something that I would say yes or no to. Like, if it was Kofi shit, I don't know.
Hey, pocket full of De Niro, thanks for coming through.
Hey, if I could
Listen.
do it there, I might have to think about it. Might be like, listen. Okay, so how does work out again now? So I am the primary, right? I'm the primary. Like, but I feel like these type of relationships are for people, so I would never judge or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're for
No, it's
people,
like
and
if
you're
you
not
like it, I
alone.
love it. If you feel like you could do it, I just would really want you to think it out and weigh all your options. But absolutely, do you. Some people, this may be the way to go. But once she went and met up with homegirl and she was pulling out them STD tests and all of that, like even if you were skeptical about it before, it was like, yeah, no, girl, I
She
can't do
said,
this.
she told her, she said, now listen, if you decide to have some outside, we gonna need to know. We gonna need to know what y'all doing. I was like, well, they being responsible. Listen, I can't be mad at people being responsible, because this is some responsible stuff. They're gonna picture right there. I said, this is highly responsible. So that part I am not mad at
It
it.
definitely was. It was, but it was like, girl, just
Quinn
the
was
thought.
like, no, no, I can't do this. So, and that's kind of where we get Quinn's story. That's kind of where it ends there, is that she's just back to, we back to Quinn again. But she gonna, listen, in my mind, Quinn is gonna find the one at some point. Man, too bad it could not have been Seth. Why you couldn't be monogamous, Seth? Come on now.
Mm, mm, mm.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
These couples right here, Ian and Cam, they have been back and forth for so long. Like, I feel like we have just rode a full roller coaster with them. We've done so much with this couple. It's kind of ridiculous how where we have been with them. But I always felt like they were meant to be, per se. Like, I felt like they were always going to be together. It's just like this. I don't know. You know how sometimes you can tell when they're going to bring a couple back together or not? That's what it felt like for them. Like, it felt like we were going to put this couple back together at some point, because we put them back together to break them up. I was like, wait, this can't be the end of the thing. But they have a lot of red flags too. But their problem is communication, and that's their biggest problem. It's always been the problem, and I think that's their main thing. It's because we're right. The reason why we broke up, we're here now. We broke up because I didn't want to have children. I realized this all of a sudden, and you wanted to have a family, and then you want to run off and try to have this family so quickly. It feels like Ian is just, I don't know, gosh. It just feels like Ian just moved so fast with this whole Portia thing, just because they both wanted kids. And I understand they've known each other all this time, but it was just weird. Like, it's almost like he wants to to be over Camille, but he just can't be over her. So he felt like this is the way to do it. I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to this. And it's some men like that. Like, we usually think of women like that, always trying to get there quickly, but it's men like that. And Ian was one of them. What are your thoughts on Ian and Camille?
Ian and Camille run my damn blood pressure up. Listen, y'all. Okay, Camille irked my nerves. I had secondhand embarrassment for her in the first 2 episodes. 3 of the episodes, I want to choke her, and then I want to drop kick damn Ian in his freaking neck. Like, they was getting on my damn nerves. And a lot of people got the smoke for Camille, but y'all real light on damn Ian. To me, he could get the smoke too. Because at the end of the day, y'all two adults, y'all both making damn decisions that affect all of the situations around. It's just bugged out all around. But at the same time, like, I'm not saying Ian is a bad dude. He's definitely not. And you definitely did tell the man you ain't want nothing to do with him. Then y'all went to hopping like damn bunnies nonstop for what was it, like 2-3 weeks or
2 months.
something? In the 2 months. And then he went cold turkey and he decided to run over there to Portia. And now, all of a sudden you at the clinic with her talking about, shout out to Inga, your hard boiled eggs, as she say. I'm like, how we get here? Like, what is going on now? Granted, again, y'all was just like y'all having casual sex, and Camille didn't really think she could get pregnant based off of what her doctor said. So the pregnancy came out of nowhere. It's not like y'all planned it. Y'all didn't know that was gonna happen. And that's usually how it goes. The minute you breaking up, that's when all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm pregnant. Nobody saw that coming. So I get that part. But then once you found out, Ian, how the hell do you not bring up that you going to talk about having damn babies over here and that you're in a serious relationship and she's living with you now? It's like one thing was just coming out after another.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Camille, how your ass gonna just sit there and keep calling him over, doing it, okay? I was like, what is happening here?
Listen,
I
can relate to a going back to an ex. Like
how it be.
I think a lot of people then got caught up in the ex sex. You know what I'm saying? Like spinning the block. It ain't. They're familiar. They're kind. You know what I'm saying?
And then even when he saw her in the restaurant, he act like he didn't see her and he was ignoring the text. I was like, come on,
that was so
man.
funny. I said, oh damn, because he had already been ignoring her. It's like they had no communication. Ian should have said something. Like Ian really should have just made a clean break from it. Like you didn't have to ignore her. But that's my point with Ian, is that that's not what he wanted. He never wanted to be rid of Camille. You know what I'm saying? Like he never wanted that. So therefore, he didn't want to give the clean break because he wanted to kind of keep it in limbo just in case. And that was unfair to Camille.
Yeah.
And he was wrong for that. He should have absolutely said something to her. And instead, and you know what I was mad about? I was mad that we didn't get that conversation with Portia. I really
that's what I wanted to see too. It was like we just had to assume, because I'm basically like, okay, how does this work? Now you're planning on having kids with her. And again, I get it. It made it easy, or I don't know if I want to say easy, if that's the word, but just the fact that they do have a history. She is his friend that he known for a long time. Now we saying we gonna try to have this relationship. We both want kids, whereas Camille was saying that she didn't want that. So you moving on, you feeling like you getting that with Portia. But I would have loved to see the conversation take place with him and Portia, because it is going to be a factor of how does Portia feel knowing that you now have this baby coming with Camille, but me and you is planning babies. And also versus, even though you and Camille is not together, she's still human. The feeling she gonna have when she find out that y'all planning on having, babies together, is like both sides of it. Mm-hmm. And then they never really showed the conversation or how Portia was feeling. It would just be like Portia would pop up randomly at the door, hey girl, and yeah, blah, 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 and then go ahead about her business. So it was like, okay, but how does she feel about this? What is really, what's y'all plans? We didn't get none of that. So I would have liked to get that. Yeah. And it did seem real, like just quick and random out of nowhere. It was like, how the hell we get here? You actually sitting in the doctor's office, smiling in her face, but getting a text from Camille at the same time that's like, well, congratulations, Dad. I guess you're going to be a dad after all.
Okay.
Because at first she didn't know what she wanted to do, whether she wanted to keep it or not. So, yeah.
Candy said, I ain't begging nobody, yet alone texting more than twice. I think that what she wanted was closure. I think that they've been best friends all this time. They've had such a close relationship, and then there's no closure. And I think people can relate to having that one relationship. There's some relationships that you could give a damn less. I mean, I almost said, you just don't care. You know what I'm saying? But then there's that one relationship where if you don't get closure from it, it just eats you up. Something about it eats you up inside, and it's like you need to have that closure so that you
Yeah,
can
because
walk
the way
away.
they presented their relationship, the same way he known Portia for years, he's known Camille for years too. They had a friendship outside of their relationship, right? So
Yeah.
you would think that you would feel like you at least owe her that. I mean, I don't know though, because obviously he didn't think that because he was doing what he was doing. But
That's why I said I think he wanted to keep the door open. And
mhm.
if I never say it, then I get to somehow keep this door open a little bit and I don't have to have the hard conversation. But that was wrong. Like, no, you need to have the hard conversation. You need to just let her know so that she ain't out here looking crazy. Yes, I just think that Ian handled it all incorrectly, and it just is what it is. But at the end of the day, they had a real baby, and we found out that she didn't want to have a kid because she was afraid of what type of mom she would be because of her
Mhm.
mom. She didn't know how that would look, and that's why she was contemplating it. And then when Ian's auntie has a conversation with her and talks about Regina, who was Ian's mom, and talks about their mom, and
Mhm.
it was a similar situation. And she was just like, but look how Ian came out, like Ian is just fine and Regina is a great mom. So,
Mhm.
it just letting her know that it's okay. And I thought that was an important conversation because I think
Yeah, I
people,
mean that's natural. First of all, you go from the doctor telling you that you probably have like 10%, 1% chance of even having a daggone child, to you having the child. Now you contemplating, am I gonna get this chance again? If I do decide that I don't, have this one, and would I be able to have one later? You're worried about how you gonna turn out or how you gonna be as a mother because of the relationship dynamic that you have with your mother. And also, probably, I'm assuming, just even what she going through, and the fact that the relationship went the way that it went with Ian, and how's this going to work with him being able to be a dad. So it's like so many different factors, and that's natural. And I'm glad they did touch on all of those different things because, I think that's what a person really would be thinking and feeling. I didn't see anything wrong with her having those feelings. I thought that was really natural. And on top of that, you done gave up your damn job and you thinking you getting ready to go in a whole nother direction with that and be writing, and then find out you ain't got no damn insurance. Child, Camille was just going through it. I was like, what the hell?
doggone
A hot
Camille.
mess.
It was a lot, but at the end of the day, Portia is like, I can't deal with this. This isn't what I wanted. I deserve
Yeah.
to have love. And especially it was after that night where Ian almost slipped up. But Camille was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, like she
Yeah, and
basically
it
was
was
like, we're not
really
gonna do
because Camille said no, because she, if she did not say no, Ian was about to be rocking and rolling right in that damn bed. Okay.
it. Okay.
He
Because Ian never got over her,
didn't. He didn't.
and
And
that's
I felt bad for Camille. Honestly, she held on a lot longer than I would have.
yeah.
Okay, because that's why I said it's so touchy when it's like it's a fresh new baby, like the person is actually pregnant with it now. And because I know we've had this discussion even with other shows we've been reviewing, even though him and Portia have the long friendship, the relationship is still new and fresh. And I'm talking to you about, having your semen, whatever, put in my damn eggs for us to have a baby, but you literally have a girl walking around that's having your baby now. And another question I had that irritated me, as big as New York is, y'all not gonna make me feel like this the only damn doctor that everybody in the city goes to. Why the hell was both these girls over here at seeing the same damn doctor, child?
That was
I'm
funny
like,
to me.
y'all know y'all playing with that one, but it's a fresh baby, and then you're gonna have to always go there. It's always gonna be something where you like, I need to be there for my baby. So how am I supposed to feel? Then the other night you don't even come home till 3 o'clock in the morning. I completely got where she was coming from, but I'm like, I wouldn't even lasted that long. I would have been said, yeah, no, dude, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I wish y'all the best, okay? But
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be able to be me.
Yeah,
But some
that
people could work through that. But I'm just saying, it definitely depends on the individuals. And on top of that, she knew that he still loved her. And clearly he knew it because when she said it, he ain't correct her. She was
mhm.
like, damn, you ain't even going to say nothing.
And I think that's more so what the issue is. I think that for some people, not everyone, some people could have, could be okay with it and put some boundaries up, because that's what it's all going to come down to, is the boundaries and co-parenting in a way that's respectful for everyone, right? Because eventually that person is going to get somebody else too. Like it's always going to be a thing. But when you know that the person is still in love with them, that's why he there at 3 a.m. It ain't because of that damn crib. Because see, if he wasn't still in love with her, he would have been gone. They wouldn't be sitting there eating cake together and doing all this other stuff together.
Right.
Like, he would have put that crib up and been like, all right, I'm gone.
And you seen he was jealous when first of all, before I even get to that part, when I really knew, like, oh, they ain't playing, they closing this thing out. When we got to episodes 3 and 4 and she was 8 months pregnant with the big belly, I said, 8 months? What the hell?
I know, right?
How the hell we jumped in? And then when she met the guy at what's her name house? Why am I forgetting everybody's damn names?
Quinn, when they were
at Quinn house, and he brought her home, and then all of a sudden he showed up, because that time he pissed me off too, because it could have been something important happening and you're not answering, but then you come and we find out that Portia, I think father had some type of stroke or something, which was a valid reason, but it was like, dude, really, you couldn't say nothing? Like, you don't know what could have been happening with me either, and I'm 8 months pregnant with your damn child. But we see he stopped to get jealous that the damn guy was there. Like, who's this dude? What the hell he doing?
And then she tells him the old line, and I wasn't going to sleep with him. And I was just like, all of these just say that y'all are not over. These are conversations that y'all literally are not over each other. These are not conversations of people that are over each other. I mean, it's just not. And it was apparent that they still loved each other just because of the way they both interacted with each other, the way that she felt when she wanted to go to the Waffle House or wherever she went. I know it wasn't the Waffle House, but when she wanted to go get them waffles right after their thing, she felt, I mean, and I do understand her thought process, because you're pregnant, you have all these emotions, you want to be with the person that you're having the child by, you want that person to rub your feet, and when the baby's kicking, you want to be able to be like, oh, feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want all of those things. You want that person that's going to cater to all your cravings, but she doesn't get to have that because he's with Portia. And even though they still feel something, because you can tell that they feel something, it just can't be, so I get where she was coming from, and the fact that they were friends,
The one thing I do respect, though, even though, like I said, Ian got on my nerves a couple times, but I definitely won't say, like, he's a good dude, because he was letting her know from the beginning, anything you need, I'm there. I'm all in. Like, I'm going to have you. I'm going to have the baby. When she says she didn't have no insurance, don't worry about it. What you need, I just cash apped you some money. And she was like, wow, it's just that simple. Yeah, it's that simple.
But she made the whole thing, girl, out of it. That whole episode. I said, girl, can we just go ask Ian already? Because I'm tired. Can we just get to that part, please? But I love that he Venmo'd her right on over. He was like $1,600.
Right, like, damn, this shit is expensive. Okay,
but
just for blood work.
Okay, because I'm just thinking, that's crazy that that you that's just life, though. Life happens at the most unexpected moments. You think that you're about to go one way, and then life says something totally different, and boom, you're pregnant, and now you don't have a job and no insurance, and it's crazy how things happen that way. But we also do get another we get a happy ending with these two as well. I'll call it a happy ending. I know some people didn't like it, but I love the fact that we
and her mama was something too.
that we gave them some closure, because at the end, you just have to, if you paid really close attention when they show her book, they say Camille Parks Walker.
Right. They done got married. I would have liked to see that too.
I know. I was like, come on, y'all could have showed us the marriage. Like we could have went through all of that. And if they did a movie, they could have done all of that.
Right, yeah.
You know,
I would have liked to see that. And name the baby Harlem.
Yes. And name the Harlem Parks. Did they name her Harlem Parks Walkers or something?
Yes.
Like both of their names.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
So I mean, and that really was everything that really happened in Harlem. I mean, that it was fast, it was quick, but that was everything that happened. But like I said, at least we got an ending. I mean, we still don't know what happened on Girlfriends. We still don't have a clue. And if we think about in Moesha, we still don't know if they ever found little man. Like it's so many shows that have no endings to them.
Yeah, I do appreciate to a certain point that shows that get to have an ending because we know how many of them don't, and unfortunately, our shows is the ones that be getting cut the most. So
I was so mad about Girlfriends not having an ending, and not having to have a spinoff. I was mad. I was like, "What are we doing?" But it is what it is. So. Let me know what y'all thought about Harlem in the chat, y'all. That was all of Harlem. I mean, that was literally it. But to me, it was good. I enjoyed it. And I hope that we get another Black-centered, all-female show. I would watch it. I'm always here for those type of shows. Good cast, good storylines. I'm always here for it. So hopefully we'll get another one and it'll get to stay around. So there's that. So Boo, what you got going on your channel? You got anything going on this week?
Not right now. I will be with EJ and the group discussion for family business, and I think I might be joining Candy Love for Found. I haven't even watched the episode yet, so I gotta go check that out. But other than that, I mean, if y'all watch Yellow Jackets, we did a live discussion earlier today on the 2 episodes that dropped. Everybody want to drop 2 episodes, and we did like a pre-live last night and went over the trailer for anybody that may be interested in that. Of course, y'all know Tuesday and Wednesdays we do Candy Love, myself, and Monique 69 on Wednesday. We do the sisters, and then me and Candy do the ovals. So if y'all didn't see those, check those out. That's really all I have happening right now. But if y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Keep your notifications on. We may have some other things coming up later down the line.
Hey, that's what's up. Well, as for my channel, last night, Ben and we talked about the family business. We go live every Thursday. He comes every time that he can. There's only 8 episodes. He's probably been there every one except for one. But we had a good time last night.
Yeah, y'all had me cracking up last night. And I didn't even watch the episode yet. I watched it after y'all live, but I was in there listening.
Yeah, we had a good old time. It was so it was fun. We had a lot of pop-ups, y'all. We had the twins pop up on us, the old school twins, Carl and Carlos. They rest in peace. They done took my boys out. But we had them pop up. It was really good conversation. We had Saint, the Jensen, who plays the character Saint. He came through. We had Dice tried to come through and plead his case, and then of course we had Keith Adams, who played Skunk. It was it was a really good time. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And then of course on Sunday, I will be doing the group live with the ladies so that I can get everybody's thoughts on the episode and all that good stuff. And then I have some more stuff trying to come up. I'm trying to record some stuff and trying to really get the channel back on track. I was sick the last week or something. I don't even know how long, but I didn't even do a video. I just did one live on the family business. Y'all know your girl was man down. If that's the case. So, but I'll have my video up for the family business soon. As far as the full recap, I've already recorded it. I just need to edit it. And then I'm going to drop some extra content, but just be on the lookout. Keep your notifications on and all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys again for the 10,000 subscribers. I definitely don't take it lightly. I appreciate everybody who comes through and shows love, and we appreciate you guys, and we're about to get up out of here. Talk to y'all later. Bye.